So for the past 2 days, guys, I have been Spirit's been on me about delivering this message. And literally everywhere I turn, I keep seeing more evidence that I need to speak on this. And that's just Spirit nudging me to put it out there. So basically, what it has to do with is everything that's going on right now and the fact that there are two timelines. Now, I've talked about these two timelines before. So this is, if you listen to my videos, this is probably nothing new to you or for you. But so obviously the 3D timeline is all this shit that's going down right now that we can literally see right in front of us. All of it. The COVID, all of it. Okay? The fires, anything that you can put in the 2020, why 2020 has been hell so far category, that, okay? And so then we also have this higher vibrational new earth timeline that you can align with if you raise your vibration and become a match to it, okay? And so the problem that we have right now that I've noticed in terms of like the truther community and light workers, in terms of light workers waking people up, is that I see so many women talking about the spiritual aspect of what's going on right now. And a lot of the men that I see that speak up about the spiritual aspect of things are gay men, which does not surprise me because they already came in more balanced with that feminine energy, assuming that that person holds a dominant feminine energy, okay? Because we all usually are unbalanced, and that's why, just from our programming, okay? So that's a perfect transition into the point that I want to make is that a lot of the awakened masculine, like alpha male type men, not the gay men who are awakened, because a lot of them are already on YouTube awaking people up in the spiritual sense. I'm talking the awakened alpha males. I can give you a few examples, and I will after I'm done explaining this. They are so focused on the 3D aspect of things, and they're just sitting here focusing on the problems, focusing on the issues, not thinking about things in a vibrational sense of thinking about them. The more you focus on something, the more you manifest it. So when I tell you that when you glance at that problem, it's good to be informed, know what the fuck is going on. That's what the truthers do. But then you get to a certain point where you realize, because you realize how the universe works, that it's about vibration. So you're just feeding that. You're feeding fuel into the 3D timeline when your intentions probably would better suit to looking at a solution, right? So, but what do you tell people the solution is for what's going on right now? What can you do every day? You know what I mean? And that's when the spiritual aspect of things comes in. Because when you look at the problem quickly to be informed, then you start coming up with solutions. And you know what Spirit told me, one thing that's holding us up right now that could be a solution to really boost people into their spiritual journey and raising their vibrations and putting more momentum into new earth, that higher vibrational timeline, is if these masculine men that were programmed that they can't get in touch with their feminine side, that's the spiritual side, okay? That's that connection. If they don't bring that into balance, that's going to hold them back. And that's going to feed the complete opposite timeline that they probably want to feed. But they don't realize it because this is the basics of the law of attraction. That's all it is. It's the freaking basics. And that's what frustrates me because I follow a lot of awakened men who will not talk about the spiritual side of things. I don't know if it's because they're not confident in their knowledge or their experience in the spiritual side of things because they haven't come into that balance yet. But I will say this, I will say that they could be such a vital freaking part of the solution here in terms of helping people wake up. Because if they could come out of that programming, that it's not their fault. We were raised in the culture we're raised in, right? Where we shame men for anything. I'm not saying come in here and act all feminine. I'm saying acknowledge that there's a spiritual side of this other than saying, yeah, This is a spiritual war, but then never elaborate on it because you don't think your audience can handle it. No, I think that your audience needs that more than they need you to continuously reiterate the fact that there's horrible low vibrational shit going on right now. Okay, what can you do about it? Sorry, my hands are like shaking because when I give messages, I get a little shaky. Let me put my phone down. So what I'm trying to tell you right now is that the solution is to not continuously regurgitate like what you're being told about what's going on right now. Yes, mention it, but don't like continue, like talk about solutions. What is the solution? The solution is to become a vibrational match to this new timeline, this new earth timeline that is going to blossom because we're breaking down all this old low vibrational stale ass energy, this old world. If you really, really understood what was going on, you'd realize that all the shit that's breaking down is, you can call it scary if you want, but you wouldn't be scared if you were sitting in a higher vibration because that fear does not even freaking exist there. So why are we not teaching people how to raise their vibration and come into that space? Why do we have to keep it with what the 3D is? Because that's all we can show as evidence, because we're afraid to talk about the spiritual world because, oh my gosh, people might think I'm crazy or they might not understand. These are the things that we need people to understand. Do you guys want to create solutions? This is the way you wake people up. Yes, there are steps. It's a gradual process. And that first step is actually realizing that there's dark shit in the world and admitting that you've been living in it and maybe your whole life has been a fucking lie. Which is fine. That's beautiful because now you can at least know what the problem is to solve it. And that's the first step. But people get stuck in the first step because they're scared to talk about the solutions. The solutions are all spiritual. They're all spiritual. And so when I talk about specific individuals that are alpha males that I know for a fact are awakened and have a platform, like Joe Rogan, for example, I stopped listening to him like 2 years ago because I knew that he was holding back. He's holding back and he has this huge platform where he could wake people up and he holds back. I'm so sick of seeing like spiritual men who have so much potential to bring this huge audience and wake them up to what really freaking matters right now. But they're afraid of it's like their ego is standing in their way. What's my reputation? Am I going to lose followers? Am I going to lose who gives a shit? Anybody that clicks off your video because they heard something spiritual and couldn't handle it, that's fine. They weren't ready for that information. They'll come to it eventually or they'll sit in their own shit. But why are we holding back all this beautiful, valuable information that could trigger people into their awakenings? Us women, we're out here talking. What are you alpha males going to do about it? Do something. Come into balance with your own self so you can not feel like you're feminizing yourself to talk about spiritual things or things that, hey, you have to experience to really see. Right? And that's why a lot of people are afraid to talk about shit. Because they'll talk about the shit that you can see. It's obvious. Talk about the shit that you can't see. Because most of everything that's in front of your eyes right now, your physical eyes can't even see that shit. And that is where the war is being waged right now. So unless you offer solutions in that arena, you're not going to see anything but more of the problem you keep looking at. So yeah, maybe this is like a little bit of me calling out alpha males like David Nino Rodriguez. He'll mention, and I'm not trying to be an asshole to you, David. I freaking love your content. And I love that you're waking people up and you have all this information that half the time I haven't heard anywhere else. I appreciate that. But talk about the spiritual solutions. Seriously. I want to see men with a platform do something with it that offers solutions. It's great. Continue to call people out. Continue to waken people up to the truth of the 3D. But then offer that solution. And that's the only message that I want to come through with today, guys, because it's so important. If you're a man out there and you're afraid to look at the other side of who you are and come into that balance with yourself, I just really pour so much love and light into you right now. I offer that to you so you're able to wake up and see the potential of who you could really be. And that is how you help this movement. And if you're not ready to receive that information and you can't see how raising your own vibrational frequency is the solution here, that's okay. It just means you're not ready in your journey for this specific information. But start digging elsewhere. If you're watching my video, you'll probably resonate with this because you're a vibrational match to it, or you wouldn't have got 10 minutes in, right? I love you all. I'm just here to be used as a conduit. That is it. I take care of my kids all day. I am just a mom, okay? I have no, who are you to believe anything I'm saying? But if you want to sit here and feel inspired by anything that I say, then that is all that I want from this. I don't care about likes. I don't care about shares. I'm not here for that. I literally am called to the point where I have insomnia all night because I have downloads. And if I don't write them down, spirit won't let me go to sleep. I can smoke as many fucking joints as I want and spirit will not. I can't get high enough to go to sleep because that's how much spirit runs through my veins to deliver these messages to you people, who I fucking love, by the way. And I appreciate all your support. I don't do this for money. I do this because I'm called spiritually to do it. And honestly, guys, that's just all I really wanted to bring forward today. I love you so much, and I have several more downloads that I want to portray to you in a couple other videos, but I have my babies, and so it's whenever I get quiet time. But I love you guys, and this is not for me to come at people and be all cutthroat. That's not what this is for. This is me saying there's solutions here, and can we please look at them? All right, I love you guys.